With 6 debates down and 10 more to go in this round, these debaters have continued to push the boundaries of their critical thinking and persuasive skills. Whether you're here to cheer them on or be inspired by fresh perspectives, you are in for an exciting day, no doubt. So welcome to day 4 of I Beg to Differ Season 8. We've witnessed incredible arguments, sharp rebuttals, and thought-provoking ideas. It is time to take it one step further. Welcome. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels. My partner in crime, in a good way, is the one, the only, indefatigable Yvonne Okhaifo.
Thank you, Femi. Welcome back, Lagos. This is day 4 of I Beg to Differ Season 8. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also streaming live on YouTube. As always, join the live streams to interact with fellow viewers and catch all the action live in the studio. We're also airing I Beg to Differ live on Kids FM. Okay, the dial is 101.7. I'll take that again. The dial is 101.7. That is Kids FM. You can catch the debate on Kids FM as well. Remember to follow Beg to Differ on Instagram at Nigeria Info IBD. That's where you'll get all the updates and, cutouts from the pre-debate if you missed out so far. Yvonne
Okhaifo wears many hats on the I Beg to Differ debates. She's producer, she is a co-anchor, she's timekeeper. She's also one of the judges. She's our Deacon judge. Let's meet the other judges, starting with the Chief Judge, Dr. Chike Ngbadiche, Head of the Department of Communication, Media and Cultural Studies, Pan-Atlantic University, Lagos, Nigeria. Dr. Chike Ngbadiche, Chief Judge of the tournament. Judge Abasia Kove is the Senior Programs Officer at Budget Foundation, and she joins the debate today as always. Also, Judge Ofoma, he's the news manager for all our stations here in this beautiful city of Lagos. Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, you name it. Well, he takes care of it in terms of news. These are our judges. On their behalf, Yvonne and I bid you welcome again.
That's right. We'd like to say thank you to the prize sponsor of I Beg to Differ Season. That is Tollywood College, Lagos. We're also saying thank you to our supporters, Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, Lucas Green Fashion, Obiwizi, and Cordros Group. If you'd like to partner with I Beg to Differ or sponsor any of the seasons going forward, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
Special thanks to everybody who makes us thick, including our production and digital team, Babatunde Abdul Salam, who ensures we are screened to you and you can catch us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course you can also follow the conversation on X. Special thanks Lamide Faduju and Kenneth Odweme. These guys, fantastic all round through. Let's carry on first by telling you what this young man stand to win. First place prize is 1 million naira. Is 500,000 naira to the second place finisher and 250,000 naira for the third place finish. All top 3 will also get impressive gadgets courtesy of Obiwizi. We will be telling you a lot more about the gadgets and the specific gadgets these young ones will be getting in addition to their prize money in the build-up as this continues. So far, so good. Let's start by introducing the first debaters. Now, this debate was intended to be the second debate of the day. We do have a situation with the first debate. One of the contestants is here, and to avert potentially a walkover, the 2 debaters for the second debate have so graciously moved their debate forward 1 hour in hopes that the other participant will finally find their way here. So, this first debate would have been debate number 8. It's turning out to be debate number 7 in the series. So let's meet the contestant. I'd like to introduce Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza. She is a 15-year-old SS3 student of Odogunyan Senior Grammar School. Hello, Emmanuella. How are you doing? There you go. You have to say fine, thank you again.
I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic. So what do your friends call you? Is it Emmanuella or Chinaza? Ella. So Ella, like that. The surname is
Ofoma.
Ofoma.
Exactly.
Okay, brilliant. Ofoma. Femi, get that into your head. Don't mispronounce it again. All right. Welcome to the debate.
Thank you.
Our opponent is also 15, also in SS3, but in a different school. Tollywood College. That sounds familiar. Make welcome to Ocheja, Abigail, Iyeoma. Hello, Abigail. How are you? Yeah. Welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
Is it Abigail or Iyeoma?
Abigail.
It's Abigail. Did I get the pronunciation correctly? Is it Ocheja? Ocheja. Welcome, Abigail. Welcome, Ella, to this debate. Lagos. About to commence. First, though, housekeeping in terms of Yvonne explaining to these beautiful young ladies how it's going to go down.
Yes, thank you, Femi. You will get 4 minutes in the presentation and rebuttal rounds. You were informed. And of course, the closing round will no longer be point-based. It is no longer point-based. During the closing round, you are supposed to convince the judges of your arguments, okay? You are supposed to convince them. That means they're looking out for how well you're able to convince them, okay? During presentation and rebuttal rounds, you can present all the points that you've made. However, during the rebuttal rounds, you must first refute your opponent's points before adding extra points of your own. Is that clear?
All right. Just so you are clear, in your closing round, you can do a recap, you can summarize, you can add anecdotes, whatever will make illustrations or make it beautiful. It's not about the point. Don't rush into next point. Nobody's saying there. At that point, it is how you mash argument. Okay?
Right.
So having said this much, we need to now make progress.
Yeah, the topic for this hour is, should reparations to marginalized countries be made mandatory? One of these girls will say yes, the other will say no. Earlier on, they were told to prepare for both sides of the topic, and that they did. We're going to find out both of you will argue this evening.
As that goes on, please be reminded that there is a possibility, albeit slight, that you could tie during the debate. If you do tie during the debate, after the 3 rounds, the opening rounds, as the presentation rounds, the bottle rounds, and your closing rounds, if you are tied, we'll introduce a tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker, same topic, both of you will flip sides, and you will argue the point your opponent made, from their perspective. You'll get 5 minutes to do that. It's one-off. And after that, we will break that tie. We'll progress.
Let's now find out how they fit. I'll start with my right. Abigail, what side will you argue this evening?
I will be begging to differ.
Okay, Abigail will differ. That means Emmanuella will say yes to the question. Fantastic. Lagos, they have their topic. They know this side. They will debate. All that is left to do now is debate after this quick break. It is day 4, week 1 on Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Season 8. Lagos, here are the match lineups. At 4 p.m. on Thursday, Ikpabi Sarah Gezai and Moshood Okwemikpo Mubarak will debate the topic, is true equality achievable in society? Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza meets Ocheja Abigail Iyeoma at 5 o'clock. Their topic is, should reparations to marginalized countries be made mandatory? Lagos, we are still ankle deep into the competition and there are numerous twists and turns still ahead. I, Yvonne Okhaifo, join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me to continue this adventure. I Beg to Differ Season 8. Fair debaters now 26. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College. Supported by Card Center Nigeria Limited, Lucas Green Fashion, Biloxi and Quadras Group. I Beg to Differ. A tournament of champions.
Welcome one, welcome all. It is showtime. Off the day, Fitz, Ofoma, Emmanuella, Chinaza will hit after referred as Ella, and Ocheja, Abigail, Iyeoma, who I will mostly call Abigail.
The topic is, should reparations to marginalized countries be made mandatory? Emmanuella will say yes. Abigail will say no. Well, Emmanuella, it's time to open your case.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time for acknowledgement and action is now. We owe it to ourselves, our children, and our ancestors to right the wrongs of the past. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, and the ever-attentive audience. My name is Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza, a student of Odogunyan Grammar School. Here before you to argue that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. Before we proceed, let's define what we mean by reparations. It is not just throwing money at a problem. It's identifying the problem, acknowledging the problem, and working together towards a more equitable future for all. Reparations in this case is meant to address and repair the causes and consequences of human rights violations and injustice in countries that have a history of slavery, colonialism, forced assimilation, economic exploitation, and political discrimination. Reparations in countries should be made mandatory. Here's why. To begin with, reparations can transform unjust and uneven situations and provide a sense of justice and closure for the victims and their families. For instance, in 1988, the U.S. government passed the full list to provide Japanese Americans who were forcibly relocated and imprisoned during the war. This helped to change public attitude and also provided a sense of justice and closure for the Japanese Americans and their families. Also, reparations are necessary to address the economic disparities that marginalized countries face. The exploitation of their resources and their labor has led to significant loss of wealth and lack of opportunities for their citizens and the country as a whole. Mandatory reparations can help to boost their economy and also provide a sense of justice for them. For instance, in 1965, Japan agreed to Korea $300 million as reparation for their colonialism and their occupancy during the war. The South Koreans used these funds to provide development, and we all know how developed South Korea is as of today. Also, reparations are necessary because they provide an alternative vision to what international development could if these issues were properly taken into consideration. I'd also like to add that reparations are necessary because they can help to promote accountability and redress for historical wrongs. For instance, after the World War II, the German government acknowledge their responsibilities for the atrocities committed during the Holocaust, and so they established the Federal Compensation Law in 1952. With this, the German government were able to show that they took responsibility for the harm committed on the Israelis and also set a pace to avoid further repetitions. Moreover, those reparations have to bear the physical and psychological impact that comes with this exploitation, together with the emotional labor that comes with explaining a revisionist history to others. In conclusion, mandatory reparation not just a moral or legal obligation, it is a necessitated rectification of past injustice, a balancing of the scale of justice, and a testament to our continuous and our communal humanity. So let's acknowledge the past and take responsibility for the harm inflicted upon marginalized countries. Mandatory reparations can help to provide and ensure that those who have been marginalized will be able to restore justice. And so I stand before you to say that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. Thank you.
Well done, Emmanuella. Right, them as well.
Certainly. Good job. Good job. And
well,
now,
Abigail?
Yeah. You get a chance. You get a chance to open up your case.
That arms is now.
In the words of Bishop David Olani Oyedepo, every man is responsible for the outcome of his life, and no man arrives at a future he's not prepared for or cannot be. Avoiding being marginalized or emerging in a country may be daunting but not unachievable. Therefore, I made bold to say that the reparation of marginalized countries encourages scam and is totally unnecessary. The world has moved on, generations have come and gone, so it is absolutely barbaric to hold current generations responsible for the history of their ancestors. Today, the moderator, I beg to differ, on by an accurate panel of incorruptible judges, the precise timekeeper, my amazing co-debater, and the beautiful audience out there. My name is Abigail, and I'm a student of Tollywood College, currently in year 12. To start with, current generations cannot be held responsible for the history of their ancestors. You agree with me, dear judges, that the genesis of this marginalization stems from historical precedences. So, imposing reparations now is more or less like punishing people for actions they did not commit. Also, why do nations allow themselves to be marginalized in the first place when God gave each of us a brain and individual resources? You have a says the book by Ben Carson. Moreover, There are countries like Hong Kong. It is a country with limited natural resources. Its small geographical area limits the ability of things such as arable land, minerals, forests. But recent reports show that the country is at the top of the scales with a GDP of approximately $383 billion as of April 2023, a GDP per capita of $50,430, a growth of 3.5%, and a total population of 7 million. Moving on to my next point, reparation will not address structural issues. Reparations do not address the rooted issues of underdevelopment in these marginalized countries. You agree with me that once these issues are tackled internally, it is tantamount to the first step being taken to solve the issue of marginalization. It would even enable marginalized countries to develop themselves. Moving to my next point, according to MF Munsler, the misery and poverty of a nation is associated with the conscience of its people, not the leaders. If people keep on focusing or relying on the government to lead them out of marginalization or on other nations, developed nations to reparate them, they will never get anywhere. The independence development they seek lies in taking initiative and being proactive. Additionally, there are countries that are naturally marginalized as their geographical positioning and weather conditions facilitate a huge lack of resources. For example, Switzerland. It's a country with 7% of mountains. You would think that the majority of its land being mountainous will facilitate economic instability and hinder production of food. However, it would interest you to know that the country produces about 65% of its own food and has dedicated a portion of its land to agriculture. The nation also has of approximately $807 billion, making it one of the world's top economies. Also, there's a risk of reparations creating there's a risk of reparation being seen as a form of colonialism because it creates a dynamic where marginalized countries rely on developed countries, mirroring colonial era exploitation. Also, there's a lack of personal development. A focus on reparations diminishes personal development for development. Also, there is unrealistic expectations. A focus on reparation reparations are often seen as solutions, but they do little to nothing to handle these issues that come with historical injustice and alleviate poverty. Also, we have calculation complexity. Determining the appropriate amount for reparations can be extremely challenging and daunting task. We all have political manipulation. There's a risk of reparations being leveraged for political influence and control. We also have moral hazards. You agree, dear judges, that providing reparations without stability will just provide room for further exploitation. We also have creation of resentment among contributing nations. Now, this played down during when Japan reparated South Korea. The citizens of Japan harbored this resentment as they did not believe that they should have the position to pay those reparations to South Korea. Also, we have the factor of victimhood mentality, an emphasis on reparation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Round of applause, please. Appreciate it. All right, brilliant start to this debate. This is a good debate.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm impressed. And I'm sitting here wondering what is yet to come. I really would have liked to close the day with debate, but it is what it is. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be time for the rebuttals between Ella and Abigail.
Tollywood College is a modern co-educational day school poised to provide a perfect learning environment for students between the ages of 10 and 16. We are dedicated to innovation and excellence in teaching and learning. I'm talking about research, scholarship, creative activity, service, and public engagement. You will find that innovation and excellence in all these fields when you meet a Tollywood College student. We aim to create students that are successful, lifelong learners, confident individuals, and responsible citizens of society. We want our students to be proud of themselves and their school through the values of integrity, inclusiveness, responsiveness, accountability, collaboration, and sustainability. At Tollywood College, we arm our students with technological primacy and help integrate it to values, morals, and our cultural legacy. The school curriculum has been painstakingly planned on scientific guidelines to provide students with intellectual stimulation, physical robustness, social adaptability, emotional independence, and leadership qualities. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful citadel of learning, an experience like no other at Tollywood College, where potentials are unlocked and given premium value. For inquiries, kindly contact at the email address info@tollywoodcollege.com. That is info@tollywoodcollege.com, or go to the website at www.tollywoodcollege.com. I repeat, www.tollywoodcollege.com. You could also go to the physical address to see things for yourself at kilometer 43 Lekki Egbe Expressway by Canaan Land Estate, Shongo Tedo, Aja, Lagos. Lagos. Rest assured, we will be waiting.
Special thanks to Tollywood. Yep. They are our prize sponsor, Tollywood College Lagos. Special thanks to Obi-Weezy, our gadget plug. Special thanks to Biloxi, offering us refreshments, offering the debaters refreshments. Card Center Nigeria Limited, CCNL, we appreciate you very much. Lucas Green Fashion, also very much appreciated action plug. It's time now to go into the rebuttal rounds, Yvonne.
That's right. And for this round, we will get to the motion opposer, whom you heard earlier on. Ocheja, Abigail, it is time to refute your opponent's points.
And just before that, a quick reminder that both these contestants are 15 years of age, SS3 students. Ella is from Odogunyan Senior Grammar School. Abigail is from Tollywood College. The rebuttals now.
That's right. Abigail, it is time to refute your opponent's points.
I stand on all existing protocols as I start off my rebuttal round. Now, I have listened ardently to all my opponent has said, and very lovely points, I must say, but I beg to differ. So please permit me to shed some light into your misconstrued perception of reparation. Firstly, my opponent says that reparations solve economic issues. I humbly pardon your lack of history. Permit me to remind you, when the EU gave reparations to Nigeria, that came down to a cumulative total of about 508 million euros, and they also provided humanitarian assistance, which also came to a cumulative total of 285 euros. Now, if I may ask my opponent, what good did this do, or how did this promote, or how did this contribute to solving economic issues or stability? Because looking at Nigeria, it is not in the list of developed countries, and as we can all see, the economic situation is nothing to write home about. Also, my opponent says that reparations help promote justice. I humbly beg to differ, and I do not agree that reparations help promote justice. Considering what happened in Rwanda during the 1994 genocide. Now, reparations were given, but they focused more on punishing offenders rather than compensating the victims. And the victims were left dissatisfied. So there was no justice here, although reparations were served. My opponent also says that reparations promote accountability. I humbly beg to differ. I do not agree that reparations promote accountability. You fail to remember what happened between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Belgium, when Belgium offered public apologies in 2022 for the injustices done to Congo, and they made promises of reparations, but these promises did not follow through with these promises did not follow through with action, and all it did was cause social and political and uproar because the people were angry. So reparations do not promote accountability. Rather, according to history, all they have led to is negative consequences. Also, my opponent says that lack of reparations cause a physical and psychological impact on people in marginalized countries. I do not agree with this claim, because physical or psychological issues have to do with the individual. They are subjective, especially psychological issues. It has to do with social and emotional as well as mental strengths of an individual. So reparations actually have nothing to do with this. Also, my opponent says that reparations contributes to international development. Now, I would like to ask my opponent a question. What actually is the difference if we reparate these marginalized countries now? What is the difference between now and the colonial period? Because reparating these marginalized countries just creates a dynamic where marginalized countries have to rely on developed countries mirroring colonial era exploitation. So are you trying to take us back? Because there's actually no difference. Also, my opponent says that reparations help the colonizing nations take responsibility for harm. Now, I would like to make my opponent understand something. The people who marginalized these countries have died long ago. The people who were also marginalized have died long ago. So what responsibility, or who is actually supposed to take responsibility for who? I do not understand these claims made by my opponent. My opponent also says that reparations are important for international growth and corporations. I do not agree with this. I humbly beg to differ, because reparations are seen according to historical precedences do not address historical address the issues of international relationships or anything that has to do with that. So why should we actually reparate these marginalized countries when the people who are... Thank you very much.
All right. So that was Abigail's rebuttal round. Abigail of Tollywood. And now we switch to our opponent, Ella of Odogunyan Senior Grammar School, for her rebuttal round.
Ella, it is time.
All protocols duly observed. I remain Emmanuella, Chinaza, a student of Odogunyan Senior Grammar School, still arguing that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. I would like to refute the point made by my opponent. To begin with, my opponent mentioned that the countries allowed themselves to be marginalized. I don't know, did you not think about this? Because are you saying that marginalization is something enjoyable? So the countries suffer pain and enjoy the pain? Is that what you're trying to say? Also, my opponent said that reparations do not address development. You are very wrong. That reparations can help to address development of the marginalized countries. Also, my opponent mentioned that countries should not wait for their government to lead them out of marginalization. So are you trying to say they should go through other means, other wrong means to seek redress and to seek reparations for the wrong done by those that marginalize them? Also, my opponent mentioned that it encourages scam. You did not really emphasize, because I could not understand. We're looking about who is being scammed here. Is it those receiving the reparations or those giving the reparations? Because in no way, none of them is getting scammed. Also, my opponents mentioned that resentment. And you also gave an example of South Korea and Japan. Now, I want you to notice that it is not everybody. And also the story and the claim that South Korea and Japan are not on good terms. This is not based on their government. This is based on individual choices, individual thoughts of individual citizens of each countries. And so you cannot use this as a general and a global claim. Also, my opponents mentioned that it does little to nothing. You said it does little to nothing. And I want to say that reparations can really help. Reparations has many and so many advantages. Also, my opponent mentioned a lot of points. You also kept mentioning GDP in most of your points. So are you saying that we are talking about reparations, we are not talking about economics? And so you keep bringing GDP. You are calculating everything based on GDP. So this GDP is brought by the World Bank, and so is in no way in context with what we are arguing about. And also you said that it diminished personal development. I'm trying to understand what you mean by diminished personal development. In this sense, when a country receives reparations, they are able to boost themselves, and then they'll understand that, okay, I'm a bit stronger. Those that marginalize me, I'm no longer under them, and I am almost, even if not equal, I am almost on the same pace with them, and so I'll be able to be confident to develop myself. And my opponents, I still stand and say that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory, although you had some points, but I want you to notice and to into consideration the moral obligation and the legal obligation, moral obligation, and thing that it entails. And so I say that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. Thank you.
Well done. Well done, Amanda.
Brilliant. Round of bottles done between Emmanuella and Abigail. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be time to close their arguments. This is I Beg to Differ Season 8. This is the first Lagos Regional Finals. We're built the national finals. Some of the voices, the young voices you hear during the course of the debate will return at some point midway through next year for the national finals, when they go up against students from different parts of the country who equally impress during the regional finals. More on that right after this.
Lucas Green is offering something special. Get 2 stunning dresses, 2 fabulous jumpsuits, a chic top with your choice of skirts or trousers, all for just 160,000 naira. But don't wait. Pre-order by November 30th to grab this exclusive bundle. Delivered just 25 days after payment. Hurry, cause styles like this don't last long. Message us on WhatsApp at 070-328-67011 to place your order today. Look is green, bringing your custom look to life. Or visit our Instagram at womenwear_by_Lucasgreen or our website at www.menswearbylucasgreen.com.
Welcome back. First debate, we turn up to the seventh debate in the series. I beg to differ, Students Debate Season 7 pits two 15-year-olds, both of them SS3 students of their respective schools. Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza is the social prefect of our school, Odogunyan Senior Grammar School. Our opponent, Ocheja Abigail Iyeoma, is head girl of Tollywood College. And both of them have defended their hood and their institutions quite spiritedly, quite impressively, brilliantly, and of course, totally deserving of praise. And now they'll lay their arguments to bed in this. No.
It is to bring your argument to others. All right, then, here we go.
All protocols duly observed, I still remain Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza, student of Odogunyan Senior Grammar School, arguing that reparations to marginalized countries should be mandatory. I'd like to close my argument, but before that, I would like to note that in the rebuttal round, most of the points my opponents rebutted are actually wrong because I never mentioned any of them. She said rather that I mentioned that lack of reparations promotes accountability. I never said that. Also, you mentioned that I said reparations support international development. I said that reparations promote and provide an alternative vision to what international development could be like. Also, you said that I talked about international growth and cooperation. I never mentioned international growth. I never mentioned around. I mentioned much of evidence and demand of ethical principles and a strong commitment to justice and equality. In contrast, opponent's argument is built on shaky ground, relying on baseless thoughts, flawed assimilations, and showing a great lack of empathy. And so I want us to take into consideration that reparations are necessary to address my point, and my argument has shown in great way and in great context that reparations to marginalized countries, when they are made mandatory, can help to promote and improve a lot of things. And so I stand on my ground and say once more that reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. And let us not also forget that a great poet once said that you can do better. You should do better until you know. You should do your best to know better. And when you know better, you do better. We know better, and it is time to do better. All marginalized countries, we should ensure that they receive mandatory reparations. And let's not forget, the best time to plant a tree was 20 ago. The second best time is now. Reparations to marginalized countries should be made mandatory. Thank you.
Well done.
And so case rested for Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza, 15-year-old SS3 student of Odogunyan Senior Grammar School. It's time now, opponents, 15-year-old SS3 student of Tollywood College, Ocheja Abigail Iyeoma, to rest her case.
Abigail, it's time.
Before I go into my closing, my opponent fails to realize that when she's at a point and when I am taking notes for my rebuttal round, I am summarizing all the points made by my opponent and taking out the key factors, basically what my opponent means by a particular point that she has raised. Okay, now to my closing. My new British leader described the debate and argument of reparations as a scam and urged people not to fall for it. Now, this statement generated hues and cries amongst many Nigerians, including one of my most respected voices here on Nigerian Info, Uncle Jimmy Disu. Now, this is not unusual because whenever the debate on reparations come up, the usual sentiment and excitement over primordial ethnic and tribal issues are ugly monsters that cloud sensibility and reasoning. That Kemi Badenoch, a Yoruba Nigerian lady, could be so absorbed into the political space and rise to the honor of being Britain's Conservative Party leader should be enough reparation, rather than our narrow-mindedness of now asking her to talk about reparation. The people asking Kemi Badenoch to support reparation should wake up and realize that this is politics, and we should also understand that politics is planned. Why do we expect leaders who were chosen by their systems to cater to our own interests? Or please tell me, do any of us have an input in the selection of Kemi Badenoch? As the late Lucky Dube once sang, not every black man is my brother, not every white man is my enemy. Furthermore, the reparation may seem fascinating, but its implementation process is fraught with too many difficulties. And one of the key difficulties of the reparation process is ensuring that the problem at the root level of the conflict is not inflamed. In closing, here are my strong reasons why I feel like the reparations for marginalized Jews should not be mandatory. One can cause an exacerbation of political tension. 2, re-traumatization of victims. 3, social marginalization and exclusion of victims. And 4, the creation of tension for development and nation-building processes. Namibia received a total of 1.1 billion euros in reparation from Germany and still have their multidimensional poverty index at 44%. In the same vein, Israel also received $14 billion from Germany, but still have $40 billion from Germany in reparation, but still have 20% of their total population living in abject poverty, with Israel being the second poorest developed country in the world after Costa Rica. The debate on reparations should totally be relegated because the creation of a reparation process that fulfills its objectives without having any adverse consequences or effects on victims and the other members of the society is an extremely complicated task. I would like to end by wise words from David Horowitz. Reparations punish the innocent and reward the undeserving. Thank you.
All right. And so that spirited debate ends between Ofoma, Emmanuella, Chinaza, 15-year-old SS3 student of our senior grammar school, and the voice you just heard, 15-year-old Ocheja Abigail Iyeoma, SS3 student of Tollywood College. Well, at this point, these debaters have done their part. It's in the hands of the judges now as they finish up their scoring and their calculations. We'll let you know how that goes in just a moment. In the meantime, we'll take a break and hear from Obi Weezy. And when we return, it will be time for the decision.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They're Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices for a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off that device of yours to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy, literally your guy. With offline and pickup stores in Ocheja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. So make sure you are following Obiwizi on Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page. Yes, that is on Instagram. You could send an email to the email address info@obiwizi.com or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com. They're also on X at Obiwizi, literally Obiwizi. Obiwizi is spelled Obiwezi. Yes, Obiwizi. Follow them on all pages, and of course all social media platforms, and get that advice of your dreams.
Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. We're seeing quite some interesting comments from some of you guys. And we'll go to the comments in just a bit. First off, though, we'll check the scoring. Yvonne, could you please confirm when we're good to go with the final scores?
Just in a moment.
Daniel Ndadia Yokshaka says Nigeria Info is the best station. We are modest, but we agree. Jacob says this Emmanuella must be APC. She knows how to save her life with her mouth. Aha. Dominic Akiga says I'm watching from Ibejuleki. Who else is? Who else is? I'm missing some context. Okay, I guess I'll get through that in a bit, so I don't miss the context anymore. All right, are we good to go? In a moment,
I believe we are.
There are quite some other comments coming in. I'll share with you as I. Let's do the basics first. Let's get the results out. Oh goodness! I'll ask Femi Ocheja and the guys at traffic to buy us some time, buy us a little time. We're running out of time for the compliance. Hakim and co, please buy us a couple minutes. So here are the results for this first debate today. I will rush through the scorecard because of our time. For the presentation round of this debate, Judge Ama scores Emmanuella 15, Abigail 19. Judge Ofoma scores Emmanuella 13.5 and Abigail 23. Chief Judge K scores Emmanuella 14 and Abigail 19. Takes us to the rounds now. For this round, Judge Ama scores Emmanuella 9, Abigail 13. We'll be back after this.
Here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise? The sound of your alarm? No. It's the dream, that drive, that unstoppable force inside you. And you know what fuels that drive? It's starting your day strong with the rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Crafted from selected coffee beans. Whatever your hustle, go from me or I can't to I can, I will. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Start strong, finish strong.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. Your game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's the game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, the game changer.
Hi, this is Nene from Boat Safety Team. You can't see us, but we're right here with you on every boat ride. To your left, the ride insurance team. We insure your ride as soon as your trip starts. To your right is the record audio team. We keep a recording of your trip for 24 hours in case you need it later. And behind you is the customer support team, ready to chat 24/7. We're the Boat Safety Team, by side on every ride.
Heads up, moms and families. 3 evaporated milk tins now have a plain lid. Don't worry, the lid is temporary, but that treasured creamy taste remains the same. Both embossed and plain lids are available in stores nationwide.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Apostle Paul declared,
I have fought the good fight. I've finished the race. I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7.
Now it's your time. Will you rise to the challenge?
Come and answer God's call at the Redeemed Christian Church of God 2020 Holy Ghost Congress. Tagged Onward Christian Soldiers from December 9th to 14th, 2024.
Venue kilometer 46, Lagos Ibadan X-Way. Time 6 p.m. daily.
Stop EA Adeboye and other anointed men of God will be ministering.
Don't miss your chance to get battle ready.
Some take their descent to the streets, while some take their descent to the skies.
Mayday! Mayday! We have been... Ladies and gentlemen, these are your new captains. This flight has been hijacked by the madmen.
Get behind the cockpit and was the most audacious protest ever staged in Nigeria's political history.
Hijack 93, now playing on Netflix, with plans starting for 2,200 naira only.
It's so good to win in the Cowbell So Creamy So Good promo with 150 million worth of cash and loads of free airtime for grabs. To stand a chance to win, simply buy 10 sachets of Cowbell 12 gram or 1 Cowbell 320 gram refill pouch. Sneak the anti-hacks to election center near you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code and text the code to 1393 to enter the draw. Promo run October to November 2024. For info, visit www.cowbell.ng. Terms and conditions apply. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
I'm in love. Sonia to manage to stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Attention, Airtel customers. If your line has been blocked, then this is for you. Head to the nearest Airtel shop with your NIN. Our friendly staff will help you get your line back up and running. Don't let a blocked line keep you out of touch.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are.
We're back on 93.9.
Welcome back, welcome back. All right. The young man came to the studio and blocked our poor inner cameras. But it's okay, just in case you lost the stream for a bit. We're right back now. Okay, Lagos. Before we went on the break, we were giving the results. We had finished with the presentation rounds. At the end of the presentation rounds, as decided by the 3 points awarding judges, Emmanuella trailed Abigail by 42.5 points to 61 points. Opening round total. Now to the rebuttal rounds. For the rebuttal rounds, Judge Ama scores Ella 9, Abigail 13. Judge Ofoma scores Ella 10.5, Abigail 12.5. Chief Judge Chike scores Ella 10, Abigail 13. For a total rebuttal points haul of 29.5 points to Emmanuella and 38.5 to Abigail. Which brings us to the closing arguments. Judge Ama scores Emmanuella 8, Abigail 9. Judge Ofoma scores Emmanuella 9, Abigail 9.5. Judge Chike scores Emmanuella 8, Abigail 9. For a total closing argument score of 25 points to Emmanuel, 27.5 points to Abigail. At this point, we will come to the totals, terms of infraction. For that, just so you know, your total scores are 32 in total, all rounds. 32 for Emmanuella, 41 for Abigail from George Ama, 33 for Emmanuella, and 45 for Abigail from George Ofoma. And from Chief Judge Shike, it's 32 to Emmanuella and 41 to Abigail, for a total of 97 to Emmanuella and 127 to Abigail. Diction infraction deductions, 5.5 points are deducted by diction judge and coach Yvonne from Emmanuella's total, bringing your total now to 91.5, and a total of 4.5 is deducted from Abigail's score, bringing up to 122.5. It is clear, it is unanimous. The winner of this debate is Ocheja. Congratulations to you, Abigail. Congratulations. How do you feel? I didn't get you. You feel excited? Okay, brilliant. That was a brilliant debate. It was just sad somebody had to win, but I was impressed not only by the winner, but also by the loser of that debate.
Right.
And this information, this next set of information will help you both. I would recommend pay rapt attention.
Right. I'd like to start by saying I want that to both debaters, to just at least whoever lost the debates today, to not take it to heart and just instead prepare to come back in March next year. And it turns out that it is Emmanuella. As Femi has said, you were quite impressive and we would love to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay? So do not let this deter you. Okay? You still have a fighting chance. If the judges vote to retain a wild card, that may be you and it may not be you. But either way, we would love to have you back in March next year. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Auditions will start running sometime in December. So I encourage you to send in your entry, all right? And now to the observations that I noted while you both debated. I'll start with Emmanuella. It is legal, okay? It's not legal. It is legal. I'd like to point that out. And I guess in the heat of the moment, at first, when you use although, you either use it with yet, still, or with nothing. Although she's tall, she talks a lot. No need for but. But never ever goes with although, all right? Because they are both negative. They're used in contrast, okay? And I'd like to say that you said each crease. You should have said each crease, right? And of course, you said, I'd like to just, in summary, advise that you pay attention to rule of subject-verb agreement. I'm glad you caught that. All right? You have to pay attention to that. And to my darling girl, Abigail.
Just before you go to Abigail, just the part where you say each country, the only way you can pluralize a country is if you actually say something like each of the countries, each of these countries, okay? Yeah. So if you introduce the article and you list the countries, so each of the two countries we are talking about. Otherwise, if you say each country, it's each country, not
each man, each woman,
man.
each child.
Yes,
it's never each children. It's never each.
Yes,
okay?
Not each children. Only say each of the two children.
Right.
Each of the children.
Right.
Okay. Good.
It is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay. The Democratic Republic of the Congo. You don't take out that the. It is important. So it is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay. Two these there, and then you shed light on. You don't shed light into. You shed light on. Okay. You also, of course, reason and why mean the same thing. Pick one. Okay. They mean the same thing, and it is resentment. Both of you, not resentment. Okay. Resent, not resent. Resent. It is a Z and not S.
Unless
right?
you mean to send something to me.
Exactly, again. To resend something. And that is very from okay? So there is actually a Z enunciation when you articulate it. I'd also like to point out that it is the same thing said to her that I will say to you. Oh, and I know it's difficult sometimes in the heat of the moment, right? But pay attention to the rule of subject agreement. And if at any point you slip, it is okay to call yourself back. and correct yourself and then continue. All right. Yes, I believe those are the things that I would like to point out here. Well done to both of you. Emmanuella, well done. You were brilliant. You should see the reviews the judges have of you. You were a brilliant debater, and I look forward to seeing you march next year. All right, well done. Lagos, Femi, you were going to say something?
I was just curious, because messages are pouring in. I'm going to our YouTube live stream, and I'll just brace through many of these messages. Clara Ebusele, good luck to both girls. Ayotunde says these are brilliant. Well done to both of them. And Clara also said they're both good. Wow. Ashafe Sheyi says these ladies are great. I think rebuttal round is going to be the difference. Thank you very much for that. That was an earlier comment. Well,
there's a comment here.
Yes. Ayotunde even said Tollywood no life for the advert. Their students is good. Yes.
Okay.
You have something
an
here?
Interesting message here.
Go ahead,
from
Greece.
It said, hello, bringing us in the midst of announcing the results is a total disrespect to us, all the listeners of this honorable station, and must be looked into.
Yes,
Charles from Agege.
It will be investigated and head to roll. Thank you very much. Thank God for the adverts. That's how we have a job. Anyway, Willie says, Abigail. Alex Chiwell goes, go Abigail, you're doing well. Brilliant points. Ayotunde is almost judges over to you guys. Oluwatobiloba Ogunjobi, both debaters are great, but I think Abigail has a defense, but she needs to manage her time efficiently. May the best debater. Thank you very much. Many comments. I see you, Oluchi, Zita, Michael Onyurioha. Abigail Rowland says, thank you, Femi and Yvonne, for this prolific and insightful debate. Bless Nigeria Info. God bless you too. Thank you very much. Brain Bite Sports. We see Paul AGK Jr. says, wow, Abigail, that was powerful stuff. Well done, guys, from Brain Bite Sports. Peace. Udenkwele says, Abigail, well done. Both of you did it though. Well done, Emmanuella too. Thank you very much. Nkechuku, Abigail, you're doing great. She also says, Emmanuella, well done. I am proud of you both. Shegun Afolanyo Wahid, Ode, Divine Peter, we see all of you. Jimon Fisat, we appreciate your comments. Midnight Coffee with Sarah, we appreciate you for saying that's my sister. Interesting. Yes. Amen. I can't cope. There are just too many. Shegun says, I'm a bolt driver who brought Abigail. I don't expect nothing less because she's really prepared. How did your bolt driver?
I'm sure you listened.
That was the best comment of it all.
There's a message here that says, I beg to differ. Uncle Femi, we have to bring wild cards to this round. See you in court.
Okay. Threaten me.
This one says, this debate quite tough. From the opening to the rebuttals and the closing remarks, I don't envy the judges. Great job at Nigeria Info. Emmanuel from Ibejuleki. This one says, Yvonne, please let's give these to the host call right not away from her opponent though. Best debate ever expressed. Are they really 15? Good job, guys. Ayola from Ketu with that one.
Most certainly. All right, guys. Do you have anything? Okay.
Yes, this one says, there are so many messages here about them. Yesterday, you both said your hearts would be broken because of the exit of one of the debaters. Well, I think this is the strongest debate yet by these equally matched young stars. I would hate to see any of them leave the tournament. I may not listen to the result declaration.
I'm sure you are still here listening.
Oh my goodness. Look, the reason we are still we're taking this much time and taking it is because one of the debaters from to have gone clock hour around the time that these two dated still hasn't shown. So it will be a walkover for her end, who by the way is here in the studio, Moshood Okpemikpo Mubarak.
Yeah, we will accommodate you. Introduced to Moshood. Is the first walkover.
That's right.
Of Season 8 of I Beg to Differ, but he has earned the right to be heard. He's prepared for only God knows how long, and it will be at least he deserves his chance to shake the initial nerves off, and his opponent in the next round also has the right to hear what her opponent will sound like, and that opponent clearly is Abigail, who lying in wait for Moshood Okwemi Mubarak. If we would probably ask for a switching of seats between between Emmanuella and Okwemiko. We'll switch seats just in case you find unfortunately you may have find the shadow cast over the cameras. Those are contestants walking past the camera. Moshood, please wear the headset and sit closer to the mic. You want to pull the chair a little closer. So, and foremost, congratulations, you made it here. Considering that the 32 students you are meeting here were selected from hundreds of entries. So getting here in the first place is a fine opportunity. I know you would have liked to give it a go, but your opponent is not here. Having said that much, we would come back. There are some rituals we're going to perform to determine, because you've qualified automatically and you're going to go up against Abigail in the round of 16. But we will decide how that will go in just a bit. But before we go into that, and I will ask our digital team to probably, I'm not sure whether you can come and indicate through the door whether you need a break or whether we can continue on the same stream so that Lagos can hear Moshood Okwemiko Mubarak. Now, you were told to argue both sides, but so I'm sure that you prefer one side to the other. Okay? We're going to choose the side you prefer and just give us your arguments and your points from that side. Perhaps what you planned for the round, the first round, and maybe what you had planned for your closing argument. Bring it together. Does that work, Yvonne?
I believe it does.
It does. So Yvonne will remind the audience of what that topic was meant to be, and then you will tell us how you to argue. You need something to pass a spare piece of paper. Thank you very much.
The topic is true equality achievable in society? Is true equality achievable in society? Had his opponent shown up, they both would have gone on both sides. They would have debated both sides. One would have picked one side, the other would have picked the other. His opponent, by the way, should have been Ikpabi Sarah Gezai, who now is a no-show. Moshood, how would you like to argue? How would you have loved to argue had your opponent shown up?
To oppose? Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
I would have actually loved to support the motion.
Okay.
Because I took supporting the motion as my stronghold.
Okay. All right then.
So would you like to support that motion now?
Yes, I would love to support the motion now.
Are you ready to go? Or you need a breather?
Yes, a breather.
Let's say thank you to our sponsors yet again.
Offering something special. Get 2 stunning dresses, 2 fabulous jumpsuits, a chic top with your choice of skirt or trousers, all for just 160,000 naira. But don't wait. Pre-order by November 30th to grab this exclusive bundle. Deliver just 25 days after payment. Hurry, cause styles like this don't last long. Message on WhatsApp at 070-328-67011 to place your order today. Lucas Green, bringing your cotton look alive. Or visit our Instagram at womenwear_by_Lucas Green or our website at www.womenswearbylucasgreen.com.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They are Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties, where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. Also, trade in your old devices for a new order. Simple and convenient way. Or you decide to sell off that device of yours to that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy. Literally your guy. With offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. So make sure you are following Obiwizi on Instagram at Obiwizi Backpage. Yes, that is on Instagram. You send an email to the email address info@obiwizi.com or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com. They're also on X at Obiwizi. Literally Obiwizi. Obiwizi spelled Obiwezi. Yes, Obiwizi. Follow them on all pages and of course all social media platforms and get that device of your dreams.
Welcome back. And before we went on that break, we were going to introduce Mubarak to you, the listening audience. 16 years of age, is in S3 at Vivid Mind College. What do your friends call you? Is it Okwemiko? So Moshood is your surname. Okay. So Okwemiko, let me ask you, where is your school? Vivid Mind College? There? Hey, distance you had to cover. Okay, good. You have the floor. Do you want to remind him of the topic of that debate again?
The topic is true equality achievable in society? And you've stated that you would like to support the motion. So you're going to say, yes, it is achievable in society. Yes, all right, you will get 4 minutes to do so now.
Let's go.
Here we go.
We all desire a world where every race is treated with respect, every voice is heard, and every dream is within reach. Is that what really possible? While the journey has been challenging, we are closer to it than we've ever been before. Today, I'm here not just to discuss, but to challenge perspective, ignite new ideas, and perhaps reorient some belief. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, thank you for co-debaters and my fellow audience. My name is Moshood Okwemiko. I'm a student of Vivid Mind College. I stand strongly today to support the motion, says true equality is achievable in a society today. To start with, we have legal protection. Laws and policies that protect individuals from discrimination, race, gender, and socioeconomic background have been reinstated effectively in every part of the world. We have, for example, we have the Equal Pay Act, the Civil Rights Act, and the other legislations that have been placed everywhere in the world that protects individuals from discrimination based on age, race, gender, economic background. We also have technology role. Technology democratizes information and resources, making it easier for people from every walk of life to access information, easier job opportunity, care, and education. For example, we have the telemedicine, which makes it easier for people in the rural areas to have access into healthcare practitioners and healthcare facilities. We also have the online job platforms, which makes it easier for job seekers to meet with creative and established employers. More so, we have the global awareness. Global movements like the Black Lives Matter, #MeToo, climate justice activism, and other movements. They have created awareness about racial, social, and environmental injustices. These environmental, social, and racial injustices influence public opinion. They influence policies and perhaps influence social norms. With this highlighting equality, this sparks a call for reform. With many people being aware of this movement, it makes a step collectively move towards a greater equality. More so, we have social media advocacy. Social media amplifies the voice for marginalized communities, empowering them to raise awareness, challenge social norms. Social media have like Facebook, have the Instagram, and we have the YouTube, where people from the rural areas have access to digital devices, where they can raise issues about things that happen in their localities. More so, we have the legal recognition of human rights. We have the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and other conventional agreements. This conventional agreement provides a legal framework that reassures that equality can be achievable in society today. More so, we have educational reforms and accessibility. What do I mean by educational reforms and accessibility? Educational system are now basically a motivation from scholarship and supporting the disadvantaged group in everything to do, whereby they level the playing field for every student, either from the wealthier community, from the rural area, or from the urban area. That means they level the playing field, providing these digital divides and equal education access. And we also have the gender equality program, progress. In many parts of the world now, it is very obvious women now have the same right as men, which has also crossed to the places of employment and medicine. With the closing of the gender gap in the healthcare, education, and the economic participation, it is now an obvious fact that equality can be achieved in any part of the world with the right policies and right societal shifts. Nelson Mandela once said that the greatest glory in living is not in it's in rising anytime you fall. So with these views I brought forth to you, I'm certain I've been able to bake us a cake with the essential ingredients, facts, perspective, and values that prove that true equality is achievable in our society today. Thank you.
Well, right on time.
Right on time. So you have an idea how you would have argued, what your opponent would have brought. Well, that's a matter of conjecture. The young lady, I think Sarah, yes, is not here, so well done. It would be interesting to hear what you had intended to close this argument with. Did you prepare a closing?
Yes, I did prepare for a closing, but I added little of the closing down.
Okay, so we might leave it. At least we have a taste of what to come. But you do understand the difference between your opening arguments and your closing arguments.
Yes.
This is what's called for points. In the closing argument, it's not about your points. Yes. It's about closing with a flush. Brilliant. And that is where your style is judged.
Well, we will now hand these
Before
debaters.
you hand, you don't want to share anything that he needs to work on?
Obviously, the rule of the subject verb agreement rule.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing is aim for clarity. Okay, have to be audible. It is good to ensure that you give out all your points, but what good do these points serve if the judges didn't catch many of them? Okay, so you have to aim for clarity. All right.
Addiction as well, your pronunciation.
Yeah, it is health, by the way, healthcare, not healthcare. Okay. I mean, I started jotting down, then I realized he has no opponents of what. He has no opponent. Why bother with this? Yes,
right.
But just, take note of those things. Okay, now, both Okpemikpo and Abigail will find out how they will debate in 2 weeks, as well as their sides.
Okay, so a ritual being conducted by Yvonne, as we typically do. So the ritual is pretty simple. Papers asked, and the papers show the topic for the round of 16 debate. It also shows you whether you are opposing or supporting randomly. So who wants to go first? Let me ask you, Abigail. Are you opposing or supporting? And you supported now, you'll be opposing, right? You'll be opposing next time.
So you know your topic now. You know what side you will debate. You have all the time now to go prepare to give us a fantastic show. Well done to both of you. Next, we will find out whom the judges have voted to keep.
Yep.
In the competition.
Just before that, quick messages because they are flooding the timeline on our YouTube live stream. Let me see. Here is Christabel says, Emma, well done. I guess she meant Emmanuella. Well done. Emma. Yes, Emma. Sorry. Emma, well done on your effort. Your focus on countering Abigail's points was clear. The next time, try to balance that with presenting more of your own ideas. Abigail, great job as well. She also said, I appreciated how your points were rooted in factual information. Congratulations. Thank you. Alex Chiworld says it was indeed a tough one. Judges, well done. I can imagine what you went through in the compilation. Esther Oboli says, Moshood, I love your debate, but please strive for audibility and clarity. Your opponent from Tollywood College is on fire, and she wrote the O's there. Don't say we did not tell you.
Let's hear. This is from Blackberry. So this says first, what was reason given for the opponent not showing up? No reason. We called and
we couldn't reach out.
We were ghosted, basically.
Yeah.
They ghosted. I beg to differ.
Now, again, experience has taught me never to prejudge why somebody I cannot reach did what they did, or said what they said, or failed to arrive as planned. You never know. We can only hope that Ikpabi Sarah Gazai is healthy, is okay. She's not ill. She hasn't become a victim of anything. She's just fine. It's just one of those things that happens. But I'm a bit worried that we couldn't reach her.
Good afternoon. This is Yunan from Dolphin. You didn't read my message earlier. I understand though that there are so many messages. What's your earlier message? Okay. I see that now, Yunan. Wow, this is the most interesting, closely fought debate since the competition began on Monday. I'm blown away by the performances of both contestants. I dare say that the winner from this will get to at least the semi-finals. Okay, that remains to be seen. Thank you for sharing that, Yunan. This one says, I don't believe this one's for us. This says, good evening, ma'am, my Odogunyan students. Well, I will wait to congratulate you. Olamibisi Ikorodu. I also was at the radio station this morning. Okay, Olabisi from Ikorodu.
You didn't say hi? Okay.
This one says, this is from Mrs. Oboli. She says, I wouldn't want to be a judge on this particular debate because what? These girls are blazing hot. Tollywood College weren't playing that they were the best. Oh, they weren't lying that they were in fact the best in their advert. I see that they said, you know what, let us present evidence. And they came with their head girl, by the way.
We haven't opened phone line yet. We have time because again, we were one debate short today. Oshuolale Sheriff says, wow, brilliant, Emmanuella. And he says, love you, babe. Really?
Who's who? Come on now.
Well, maybe he's
yeah, let's take calls.
Maybe he's 15.
I don't care. I do not care how old he is.
Emmanuella, very impressive. Congratulations, Tollywood.
And I'd also like to just quickly point out here that as exciting and as brilliant or as wonderfully, emotive as these debaters sound, remember that they're still kids.
Yes, sir.
Please know that they're still kids. And so pattern your message after that. Pattern your comments after that, please.
Global Demilade Oluwalade here.
Is that Demilade Oluwalade?
And he says, Moshood reminds me myself this time last year.
Look at
that. If you hear this, make sure you do better than me.
Oluwalade, we're happy that you joined. And of course, look, he's now a huge fan. Look at that.
Yeah.
Sending his comments.
National championship finalists. Oh. Came close to winning the national.
Came close to winning, and he was a formidable debater.
And there happened just to be a barrier called Mary Uke Ashia on that occasion.
Oh my word.
But that was a debate and a half.
Absolutely.
Scratch that. 90 debates and a half. Brilliant.
We will take your calls as well, so can reach us. Femi, to reach the
what do you want?
the phone lines.
I thought the phone lines were on the other. What is wrong with you? Okay, there we go.
I believe I found that.
I thought you wanted to put it on.
Forgive me. As Femi said, I wear many hats. Sometimes numbers get jammed in my head, okay?
Yo, Ludo.
The numbers to call are 020-277-0993. Or you can call 0201-465-7190. Would like to hear your thoughts so far.
Certainly.
Should we announce the wild card now?
We have to. It will be the last thing we do.
Okay. Yes. All right then. Let's take a few comments here.
Yikes.
Hello. Ay, call us back. Hello. What is going on? Just a moment. Hello, are you there?
Good evening. You sound rather low.
Yeah, I'm calling for the
Welcome. Talk to us, please.
I want to say a big congratulations to Abigail.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. That's the message for you, Abigail. Congratulations.
Hello.
Hi there.
Principal Yvonne.
Mrs. Oboli.
Division Coach Yvonne.
Mrs. Oboli. How are you this evening?
I'm fine.
It's to add chieftaincy title to it now.
Good evening to everyone in the studio.
Good evening
wow.
to you.
Wow. So first question, are they really 15-year-olds?
Yes. Yeah.
Astonishing. This is, in fact, I don't even know what to say. From Ikorodu, Odogunyan school.
Oh.
And I can't believe I'm pitching my tent with Abigail from Tollywood. Oh.
You trade Mrs. Boy.
Abigail just took it away when she cited Uncle Jimmy. And I was like, so these children listen to Uncle Jimmy.
Oh, she's a huge fan. She even told us that she would like to see him before leaving.
I trust Uncle Jimmy. I tagged Uncle Jimmy. I tagged him immediately. And I'm sure it's going to bring her to his show. But honestly, they did exceptionally well this afternoon. That's why I'm warning, what is it, Okhaifo, that Abigail is fire. So I must commend Tollywood and all the schools that have brought their words. I beg to the first season 8.
Right.
You guys have done a really amazing job showcasing talent. Tollywood is a school to watch out for, I dare say. But then, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Right.
Thank you to Nigeria Info and every platform that makes it possible. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Oboli. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Ifeanyi. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Ifeanyi. Go on, please.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to see these guys perform. Their performance is very, very, in fact, I don't know how to describe them. They are so amazing. So I'm very, very happy to see them perform again. And I wish them all the best of luck in life. Because not only them doing it, Yvonne, please, there's one thing I would like you people to do for us. These politicians, I think this is the time for you to also bring them in. Let us hear from them. This is not about spending our money. We need to bring them in. Let us know what they are doing. And let them debate and talk to us. So that we will hear from them. So that when you are going to or whatever, you know that your purpose of going to that place. And they let the people hear you and know what you want to do.
Okay.
It's not just go there to embezzle money and tell a story here and there every day and now. So please, I want you people to do this for us.
Thank you,
invite them. I'm looking forward to watch these people and let me tell us what to do.
Thank you, Ifeanyi. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you, ma'am. What's your name?
This is Mercy. I'm calling from Alimosho.
Welcome, Mercy. Please go on.
I want to thank Nigerian Info and the sponsors for this wonderful program for our children. I want to thank the children. I want to encourage them. They've all done well. Please, that girl has to be received. Please, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening to you.
Hello, Yvonne, how are you doing?
Oh my God, it's Yvonne, please.
Honestly, I am so impressed. Big Femi, I greet you.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Thank you.
Honestly, my kids are just so happy. Honestly, so happy about that.
Aww.
And please, I'm having an issue. Your kids FM studio, the studio, the shake is not connecting very well.
Okay. Thank you for pointing that out.
We'll see whether it's just a reception thing from your area or whether it's from our studios. We'll figure out. Oh, by the way, Daddy is here, Mr. Tim Ocheja, and he's dropped a message saying, I'm so proud of my daughter, Abigail.
That is so sweet.
Yes. And then he adds, well done, Emmanuella. More from you. Another daddy is also, is it daddy or mommy? Okhaifo Moshood, daddy, says, brilliant, my boy.
Look at that.
We've been there since 12 p.m. You've made your family proud, even without having an opponent yet. Now we get this competition. I
love it.
Yeah. Kolawole Yabo says, proud of you, Mikpo. Lamina Orel Feolua, well done, Moshood. Charlie Sheriff, we hear you. Don't worry now, it's that deep. Okay, says, I'm just to comfort her because I can't believe she didn't make it despite the intelligence. Yeah, I agree. More from you guys. Bola Matomi Oluwagemisola, so proud of you. Okhaifo Yinka Akinsule. These debaters are simply spot on. Super proud of Abigail. You rep Tollywood College well. Facts, research, all on display. Thank you very, very much. All right, guys. Oh, you seem to have one there.
This one says, Dear Femi and Yvonne, my graph with this season is the change of score pattern. Why would the whole segment of the debates be put under a bracket of 10 marks and then 10 score for their style? Style is supposed to encapsulate all of the presentation about clothing. Right? So my suggestion, 1, rest to the old pattern. Oh, you have 2 suggestions. 2, increase the base point for the closing. Thank you.
Even some turning things in my head. Yes, I guess where that is coming from. However, you would see, you would have noticed, maybe you haven't really noticed, that the debaters are a bit more relaxed this season and little less easy. That has been something that we've been meaning to work on. The debaters know that whatever happens in the rush to make packing as many points as possible, have that final round where they can just be themselves. And the fact that we extended the opening and rebuttal round by a minute each also gives them even more time to expand on their points. If you notice, especially in many of the earlier debates, kids did not even use up all their time. There was one who didn't use up to a minute and a half. So what that does is that you are able to get them more clearly. They are able to marshal out their points more succinctly without the pressure of racing against time to a certain degree. I do understand what said about style. It's the third round, what it is, but I think maybe at some point we'll consider that, whether we need to increase the benchmark of the scoring from just 10 to maybe something, maybe not 30, maybe 20.
But it won't do much.
Yeah,
really. It won't make a difference.
It probably won't do so much. And I guess that maybe what he's also saying is we find a way to score the third round. What he's probably thinking, we score the third round where we also score for style. But again, even that third round will also be subjective. Right? It will still be subjective.
Which is also the same principle that applies to the style.
We take the feedback. We appreciate the feedback. We'll continue to aggregate these feedbacks, and all we want to aim at is to make the debate better, more concise. We've seen some brilliant debaters who failed because they felt the need to rush.
Yes.
And then they got out of it. It will be interesting to see what a Ajekigbe Messi will sound like now, for instance, now that she does.
And by the way, she's returning.
She is returning.
Messi is returning.
Oh, I didn't do that.
She is returning.
That would be nice.
Says congratulations to all debaters. Thank you for sharing that, Ayo. Do we have some time to take more calls? Okay, call the number 0201 2770993 or also call the number 0201 465 7190. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
My name is Benga. I'm calling from Ogun State now.
Welcome. Please go on.
Please, I'm really impressed with the debate. I mean, the first, I don't know whether it's a boy or a girl that lose the other time. Please, I want you to retain the person.
That lost today or yesterday or today?
Today.
Okay.
The first debate.
Okay, right.
I beg you in the name of God. I want to give the person a white card.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Thank you. Hello? Are you there? Good evening. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good to you.
Yeah, my name is Friday, calling from Shangotedu.
Welcome, Friday. Please go on.
Okay, please. I was once a debater, but I can't go ahead with that girl. She's too fast. But for the guy that will go and tell that guy that what is coming for him. So if you know what is good, you can prepare very well and come. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Femi, like to read
I think Yinka is actually Yinka Akinsulai. I think that's I see you are ready, but I got to tell Abigail in playing. Brace yourself. Next, my chairman doesn't fear anyone. Okay, I believe in you. Well done. Jimon officer at Okwemikpo, we love you so much. You have made us proud. Kolawole says, Okwemikpo, my senior boy, I am so proud of you. Well done. Ned says, our head boy, your assistant is here for you. Spot on, boss man. The friends are all in the house. Okay. Yeah. we need to release these kids because I think daddy, or is it mommy? I think it's daddy. I beg to differ. Please, Okhaifo Post has to make it to Ek tonight. We don't want to travel late at night. I beg, help us release these children. Yes, let us release these children now. And even as we release these children, I have to quickly go to the decision. So we have one wild card. Chances are it will not be the wild card.
Yes, and just to explain, the reason we have a wild card now is because someone pulled out of the competition.
Yes.
This person scheduled to debate on Thursday next week, but pulled out of the competition, sent an email earlier today or so, let us know that they wouldn't be participating in this season anymore, and so left an opening which we now have to fill.
So just so you understand how cards work. One today in the debate involving Moshood Mubarak and Ikpabi Sarah Gezai is not a wild card. Why is it not a wild card? It's because it's a walkover.
Yes.
Okhaifo come here for the debate. His opponent did not show up, so he gets to progress.
Right.
Now, wild card only happens when we get advanced knowledge that somebody can no longer make the debate. It could be for any reason whatsoever. So when we have that time, we then reach out to whoever is leading on our wild card election and give that person opportunity. Can you go up against this person so we can send you the topic and you can prepare? Hopefully you would have a few days to prepare the pen. So that is what happened. So this debate would happen when? Next week?
On Thursday, yes.
Thursday next week. So it's exactly 1 week from today. We know who the other party is. What we do not know is, who the other party is. We know who has pulled out. We do not know whether the other person would also have pulled out, or whether we'll find soon enough that there's also an option for a second wild card. But for this wild card, decision for this wild card has been made judges. It came down to two debaters. One, Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza, and two, Gomina Ayuva.
From yesterday,
who was super impressive. Up until yesterday, Ayuva was leading on the wild card. It would have been automatic to Ayuva. The only reason why we're even having this conversation is that smack into today's debate, Emmanuella went with everything, and she showed that she could rise to the top to compete for that spot with Ayuva. The decision has been made. The voting has been done. And I'll just tell you the result without necessarily letting you know how the judges voted.
Right.
But also, it's unanimous or near unanimous?
It is unanimous.
It is unanimous. It is a unanimous decision. The first wild card of season 8 has been decided for Gomina Ayuva. Congratulations, Gomina, with the wild card. The team will reach out to Gomina Ayuva if she's able to take up this challenge and here for the debate next Thursday. Fine. If not, Ofoma Emmanuella Chinaza will be automatically approved for this opportunity.
Right.
So right now, Emmanuella is now the very top of our wild card, pending who else we see.
Right. And if any other person pulls out of the race between now and probably Monday next week, she automatically
because there are no more debates this week.
That's right.
It's automatic. If anybody pulls out before the next debate, the only thing that we change it is if we see someone who can match our debate today, and then the judges would then have to vote again between Emmanuella and that person. Emmanuella, understand that. So congratulations, I'm proud of you. Something tells me we've not seen or heard the last of you in season 8.
Right.
Whatever happens, there is also Lagos Regional Finals in March. Look forward to seeing you again. All right, guys, we got to go. Young ones, please feel free to leave the studios now, and so that you can find your way home. Thank you very much. How many minutes have we got? We got like 3 minutes.
3 more minutes to round this off. Oh my goodness! I was going to say don't walk in front of the camera, but
it is late.
already happened.
He's done it. Don't worry, there will be a shadow across.
Let's between a few more messages.
Let me see what I have here. Brilliant. Kolawole Yabo says, my chairman, your social prefect is here for you, boss. Kwemikwo's classmates and schoolmates are all representing. Dark Pythagoras says, Okwemikwo, you are doing a great job. I love your debate. And says, Okwemikwo on fire. Okay, what do you have?
Wonderful and beautiful kids, very eloquent, magnificent, audible, with great control of words and pronunciation. But my advice to all the debaters is to let them have that self-confidence. My regards to you all. You are all good. Sammy Akanson from Kajola with that message. Thank you so much.
We gotta go. We gotta thank everybody. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College. Guess the proprietor and the school. We're proud of their represent. It was interesting to see how many people we did here from
Tollywood College.
From Tollywood. But I would say Abigail has been impressive. Remember the debate of yesterday between Ayuva Gomina and
Simisola.
There is plenty of light in this debate, and I'm excited.
Oh my word!
And here's the funny part of it: we just reached halfway today.
That's right.
There's another halfway to go
next week.
Yeah, we've seen the first half, the second half, which will feature another students, and also we'll probably have the opportunity to see either Ayuva, if she's good to go. If not, we'll see Emmanuella again. But I feel that we might see Ayuva
she will
next
come
week.
back.
But very, very, very brilliant debates. Thank you to everybody who voted. I know many of our callers are disappointed that wild card didn't go automatically to Emmanuella, especially if you didn't hear
the debate from
yesterday. I mean, Ayuva is fire, just as Emmanuella is. But at the end of the day, she was at least slightly
You
leading.
are listening to your...
Until next week when we come. But don't forget, we'll review everything tomorrow at 3. Have a good rest of the evening.
Good night.
Ija, you go feel the heat. Naija pepper dey come. Hello, make we pass you the heat. Naija pepper dey come. Ikoyi, you can't out.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nigeria Info. Check out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates that happen. 99.9